Is this just another conspiracy theory? Or the truth the streets were never supposed to hear? Buckle up, because what we're about to tell you will leave your jaw on the floor. Let's get into it. The streets are buzzing, timelines are crashing, and DMs are flooding with one question: did Lil Durk really play a role in Kingvon's death? Or is this all a twisted setup rooted in betrayal, jealousy, and secrets the industry was never supposed to know? According to a leaked FBI report that just hit the internet like a grenade, the real story behind Kingvon's murder may be way darker than anyone ever imagined. And the name that keeps popping up is none other than his own day one Lil Durk. But before we even get into that, let's rewind the clock a little. Back in 2020, when Kingvon was rising fast, people couldn't help but notice the chemistry between him and Durk. Same gang, same energy, same hunger. They moved like brothers. But behind the scenes, it wasn't all smiles and loyalty. There were whispers that Von was starting to feel boxed in, that he wanted to be his own boss. Some say Durk felt threatened, like Von's growing fame was starting to cast a shadow over him. It was never said out loud, but the tension was real. And now, years later, this alleged FBI leak is dragging that silent war into the spotlight. The report, which allegedly leaked from a sealed document during a classified investigation, mentions a high-profile Chicago rapper who had both motive and means to orchestrate Von's fatal night in Atlanta. And while names are redacted, fans online have already connected the dots. Before Von's death, sources close to Oblak say he had a heated argument with Durk over money. Allegedly, Von confronted him about missing funds, royalties from their joint track Crazy Story Part 3 Inches that never added up. "You playing with my name," Von reportedly said, slamming the studio door. Nobody thought much of it at the time, rappers argue. Brothers fall out. But now, looking back with this new leak, it's hitting different. And then there's the Atlanta situation. Von wasn't even supposed to be there that night. His team had advised him to stay low, chill, focus on the album. But a last-minute call from someone he trusted changed everything. He told me he had to pull up for loyalty. A close friend who was with him that night told the blogs. But loyalty to who? And why did it cost him his life? Truth always comes out, and karma don't miss. What are they trying to say? One of the wildest moments came from a now-deleted Clubhouse audio that surfaced just hours after the leak. In it, a voice that sounds eerily like someone from the Odd F camp says, they think it was Quando. Nah, it was way deeper than that. The room went silent, as the scent of scandal. It don't let go. And now, with rumors that Von kept a private journal, one that might contain details about who he is. I'll raise eyes about who he is. Didn't trust things are getting darker. Sources claim that journal is in the hands of a family member, and they're deciding whether to release it. If they do, it could blow the whole case wide open. And let's talk about the night of the shooting itself. Reports said Von walked straight up to Quando Rondo and started swinging. No hesitation, no fear. But why was he so ready to risk it all like that? Some fans believe he was already paranoid, already convinced people close to him had flipped. He was tired of the snakes, someone tweeted. And maybe, just maybe, Quando was just the trigger, not the mastermind. This theory gains traction when a supposed former Atlanta police informant, going by the alias RJ, came forward claiming he saw an unknown third-party meeting with Quando's team hours before the shooting.
Note, Vonnie dad is a federal witness. Note that.
Von gone for good. Of course, nobody's verified this claim. But in this drama, facts and fiction are blending fast, and fans don't care. They just want the truth, no matter how messy it is. People close to Durk have gone ghost on socials. His usual entourage, silent. No stories, no reposts, no tweets. Even his label's official page didn't mention his name once since the leak dropped. Unusual for someone of his status. because what's about to be revealed. Next will shake not just Chicago, but the entire rap game, and the next chapter. It starts with a wiretap, a voice, and a name nobody expected to hear, ... It starts with a wiretap, a voice, and a name nobody expected to hear, and a name nobody expected to hear. In an unreleased surveillance audio allegedly obtained by federal investigators during a separate Atlanta gang case, a familiar voice comes through the static. Low, muffled, but distinct. Street fans who've studied Dirk's interviews swear it sounds just like him. And in the clip, which has only been described by insiders, not yet leaked publicly, the voice says, "He moving reckless, ... Might have to handle that before it's too late." Chilling words. Vague, but in the context of Von's death. It's got fans spinning wild theories. One Reddit user posted a full breakdown. In those messages, Von talks about feeling watched, saying, "I don't even know who real anymore, bro. Everybody acting funny." That same combo includes a name. Dirk ain't acting the same since we hit that bag. Feel like he distancing himself. Then boom, the messages disappeared. The account gone. Just like that. Too fast to be random. Too suspicious to ignore. The plot gets thicker when a known Atlanta promoter steps forward on a live podcast, claiming that Von's location was leaked before he even arrived at the club. He was supposed to hit another spot that night, the promoter says, but last minute, plans changed. Somebody from his own circle rerouted him when asked if he thought it was a setup. He pauses, then says, "Ain't no way you change location and the ops just happen to be there waiting." Now retired and speaking anonymously, revealed in a YouTube interview that the feds had been monitoring communications between various OPFI affiliates weeks before Von's murder. There were a lot of texts, encrypted messages, burner phones, he says. Something was being planned. He just didn't know what. The detective also mentioned a particular call between an OTF member and a known Atlanta gang figure, where Von's name came up. They were talking about pressure, he said. Applying pressure, making a move. The whole thing sounds like movie dialogue, but if true, it suggests Von was being hunted long before that night outside Monaco Hookah Lounge. And what about Quando Rondo? While the world's been focused on him and Latim as the ones who pulled the trigger, a new wave of fans are asking, were they just the decoys? The fall guys? In a resurfaced interview from 2021, Quando talks about feeling set up too, saying, "I didn't even know he was gone. Be there. Real talk." Most people laughed it off back then. But now, with all this new info, it hits different. What if Quando wasn't the mastermind, but a pawn in someone else's plan? And then there's Dirk's change in demeanor. Ever since Von's death, fans noticed how cold he got in his music. Tracks like Aha and Computer Murderers sound more aggressive, more defensive. Some fans say that's grief. Others, they say it sounds like guilt. One viral thread read, "Ever since Von died, Dirk ain't been right." It's like he hiding something. Kayla B. Von's sister went live again, and this time, she didn't hold back. She didn't say Dirk's name directly, but she said, "Everybody who is smiling in my brother face and doing foul stuff behind his back. God watching. I know what y'all did." She wiped tears mid-lip, then ended it abruptly. The comments section was a war zone. Weeks after Von passed, Dirk was seen wearing a chain with Von's face on it, a supposed tribute. But now, some fans see it differently. How you wear the face of the man you might have lined up. One user posted. That post got over 50K likes before it was deleted. The tension reached a boiling point when Lil Reese, another Chicago native, posted a cryptic message. "I told him watch who he called bro." He didn't say who the him was. But fans were quick to connect it back to Von. Did Von get warned about Dirk? Did he ignore the signs? And just when you think it couldn't get worse, another name enters the mix, Mew Up. once seen as Von's right-hand man, Mua has been silent since his own legal troubles. But word on the street is that he's been questioned again in connection to the ongoing federal probe. Fans are speculating he might, said something, or might be pressured to talk soon. If that happens, it could blow the whole lid off the story. But the real bombshell? An alleged informant from inside Atlanta's court system leaked that prosecutors are looking into potential RICO expansions, not just for Audiave, but for all affiliated crews. And Von's death is reportedly being re-examined, not just as a shooting, but a targeted hit with internal connections. That's where things really go off the rails. Because if this turns into a full-blown federal RICO case with Von's name at the center, then everyone who's been silent might be forced to talk. And still, Dirk remains ghost. Fans are split. Some still defend him with passion. That's his brother. He would never, they argue. A zip file with screenshots, messages, and a location pin. But what's in that folder might change. Everything. Because it doesn't just point at OTF, ... It points at someone even closer. Someone fans never suspected. Someone who was with Von, ...
Vonnie.
that very night. Because it doesn't just point at OTF. It points at someone even closer. Someone fans never suspected. Someone who was with Von, ... that very night. That's right. The anonymous folder that hit inboxes of major gossip pages didn't just name rappers or affiliates. It named someone from Von's personal security team. A man who had been by his side for over a year. Someone fans recognized from countless backstage videos, behind-the-scenes photos, and even Instagram lives. Always quiet, always in the background, but always there. And now, Sman, who we'll call Jay for now, is at the center of a digital firestorm. The screenshots allegedly show Jay messaging someone hours before Von's death, asking, he pulling up solo or crew? The reply reads, just him and two. Then Jay replies with a pin location, the very same location where the fatal shooting occurred. Fans were stunned. Some screamed setup immediately. How the hell his own security dropping his location? One post read, gaining 1 no K shares in under 48 hours. But that ain't even the worst part. Another message, timestamped, just 40 minutes before the incident, shows Jay allegedly saying, it's handled. Payment after. The blogs ate it up.
Now, remember I told y'all, ain't nobody even know where Kingvon lived, so they had to wait till Caleb B get there. And Caleb B took all them people to Kingvon house because nobody knew where he lived. Watch.
Even mentioned how Von started moving different the month before he died. He wasn't trusting nobody, the cousin said. Wasn't even telling people where he was staying. And let's not forget the label tension. Word on the street is, Von was planning to start his own imprint without Dirk. ALLEGEDLY. Paperwork was already in motion. Distribution talks, meetings, and even a brand name trademarked just a week before his death. That brand name. It hasn't been revealed yet. But the leak says it was a name Von had tattooed across his arm. And guess what? Fans are now zooming into old photos, trying to figure out what it says. The betrayal is layered. Fans feel it. Like this ain't just about street beef anymore. It's about legacy. About trust. About how fame turns brothers into enemies. One fan tweeted, Von tried to build an empire, ... They tried to bury him before it got off the ground. And others are starting to believe that this whole thing, from the beef with Quando to the argument with Dirk, was just surface level. A distraction from the real plot. More and more people are looking at Ati's sideways. A viral TikTok with over 3 million views breaks down how. In the months after Von's death, multiple ATF artists dropped music that seemed eerily reflective of the situation. One line from a lesser-known artist said, we handle things quiet, no mess on the scene. But some blood gotta spill if you gone leave the team. That bar didn't raise eyebrows back then. But now, fans are calling it a confession. And still, Dirk says nothing. He posts photos from the studio, smiling, flashing jewelry, hanging with Alistairs. But every time he goes live, the comments are flooded. What happened to Vaughn? Did you line him up? Speak on it. One live even had over 100K viewers just waiting for him to say something. He never did. But what really sent the internet into full-blown chaos was Quando Rondo's sudden post. Out of nowhere, he wrote, "They tried to throw me under the bus for something they planned. That's it. No context." Remember, in the clip, the voice says, "Vaughn ain't just died, bro. They sacrificed him. Dude was about to change the game, and they knew it. It was jealousy, plain and simple." Those words hit hard. Jealousy, sacrifice. These ain't words fans use lightly. But now, it's all starting to feel like a puzzle, with pieces finally clicking. One comment read, "Vaughn had loyalty. Dirk had business." And sometimes, business don't care about loyalty. Kayla B returned to Twitter with one haunting tweet. "I wish he knew what I know now." And that's when fans truly broke. Thousands of retweets. Thousands of replies. People begging her to speak up, to name names, to go public. She hasn't yet. But many believe it's only a matter of time. As for Jay, the alleged security guard turned ghost. There's now a rumor that he's trying to cut a deal. Someone posted a screenshot of a supposed email sent to an attorney known for working federal witness cases. It's unconfirmed, but the timing is wild. Could Jay be planning to talk? If he does, and he flips on the right names, ... the entire industry could get shook. And here's another twist. Allegedly. Vaughn had been secretly recording some of his private conversations paranoia. Some say protection. Others say. But word is, there are voice memos still saved to his cloud account. And if the family grants access, those recordings could reveal who he was really worried about, who he didn't trust, ... and who he believed might want him gone. Sources close to his family are saying that decisions coming soon. And depending on what's in those files, it might be the final nail. Fans are torn between heartbreak and rage. One comment read, "I love Dirk and Vaughn together. Now I can't even listen to their songs without thinking about all this." Another user wrote, "This some Game of Thrones level betrayal. Only difference is, this was real life, and the craziest part. We still don't know the full story, because while all eyes are on Dirk, on Jay, and on QUANDO, ... there's still one more name that hasn't entered the conversation yet. A name that insiders say was on the payment logs. A name Vaughn once called family. And that name? You won't believe who it is. A name that insiders say was on the payment logs. A name Vaughn once called family. And that name? You won't believe who it is. Balo, not a rapper, not an artist, not a label exec, but someone from Vaughn's childhood, a childhood friend turned manager-type figure who used to handle his bookings, fly-out schedules, and sometimes even his money. He's been in the background for years. Fans never paid him much attention. But according to a leaked Cash App transaction and an internal record from a travel agency that surfaced online, Below booked a hotel room in Atlanta 2 days before Vaughn's death under a fake spic, named the same hotel where Jay, the security guard, was later seen entering just hours before the shooting. That alone raised eyebrows. But then came the real kicker. An alleged email log from a burner Gmail account showed a wire transfer of $15,000 to a shell company registered under Balo's cousin's name on the same day Vaughn died. The subject line of the transfer, consulting fee. Fans didn't buy it for a second. They started digging. And what they found made the situation 10 times worse. In old IG photos, Belo is seen in group shots with both OTF and Kwando's crew long before the beef. Was he playing both sides? Was he working behind the scenes, passing info from one camp to another? Fans think so. One TikTok with over 9 million views lays it all out. Von's circle was compromised. Not just the ops, his own people sold him out. Emotions ran high.
This nigga said Balo was the one. No dummy, it's Vonnie. But anyway, y'all, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. This nigga said Balo was the one who... This shit just went over his head, y'all. It's Vonnie and his dad. The dad is the witness, and Vonnie is the rat. And that's why he did that shit under Dirk name, so they could turn right back around and turn Dirk in. And they did. And probably rob OTF cheap for their money, because that boy was in everybody's bank accounts, Vonnie. And the dad was playing the background the whole time. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. If you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to everybody rocking my channel. This your boy Kai Sadan. Salute. I'm gone.